There they are. Good to have you on board. Welcome to the podcast. Oh, is that a new haircut? You look sensational. Well done.
Wait, are you talking about your new haircut?
Oh, jeez. I did. What a coincidence. Oh. Geez, we had fun on Tuesday, didn't we?
Oh, Taboo Topic Tuesday. It's always a belter. But we caught up with an undercover cop who single-handedly brought down one of the biggest crime figures this state has ever seen.
You would pay good money to watch a series like this on Netflix, even if it wasn't true, but it is true. It's actually quite mind-boggling.
Yeah, we've got the extended chat in the podcast, don't we?
You boxed on with Harrison from Maths.
I didn't box on with him. I just asked him a few questions, a few pertinent questions that every woman on the planet is asking Harrison.
Oh, okay. Just can't breathe. Just calm down, all right? Is this me gaslighting?
Yes.
Well, let's talk about you going hard on Harrison for gaslighting.
Yeah, and I said to you, did I sound like a bit of a bitch? And you were like, a little bit.
God, you're crazy.
Stop it.
Gaslighting, eh? Good times. We had a really fun edition of Dead or Alive. Do you know why?
Why?
Because every time Neil Diamond comes up,
yeah,
Sweet Caroline. Ba, ba, ba. Really, really good stuff. And, of course, Johnny Cash. I hurt myself today was involved. It's a really, really good fun show.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
It's Jodie and Hayesy. Thanks for tuning in. We love you.
Taboo. It's sweet as taboo.
Taboo Tuesday.
Favorite topic Tuesday.
Jodie and Hazy's Taboo Topic Tuesday.
Yes, Taboo Topic Tuesday. This is fast becoming my favourite part of the show. We do it once a week, and it's those parts or those stories which you just sort of say, oh, can you talk about that? Where we're doing it.
Yeah.
And we're having a crack at it.
We're being brave.
Being brave, that's all we can be. Stunning and brave sometimes. Our next guest, Jodes, is a man by the name of Colin McLaren, who is an undercover cop, and this is unbelievably fascinating.
It is such an incredible story, and he joins us now. Good morning, Colin.
G'day, Jodie.
Let's go back to the start. You spent 37 months inside the Australian Mafia across 2 different stings. Let's talk about the first one. What did it involve, and who were you basically pursuing?
Yeah, we were given an open ticket to the Mafia investigation in Australia by the federal government under the umbrella of the National Crime Authority back then. We set about amassing our list of targets like everybody else in all the different states in Australia. It was a national effort. And we just focused on Griffith and New South Wales and Australia's relationship with the Mafia. And it was the first really big investigation we'd ever undertaken in this country into the Mafia. And off we went. And we tried all different ways to try and, penetrate them and lock them up and put them away. But each time we did, they were sort of playing chess with us and outsmarting us. And then one day, I guess it was about 9 months into the investigation, they went for a couple of years, and we lucked in Griffith, and we got an introduction into the Mafia, so I went undercover.
How long does it take? How long does it take to build a relationship where basically you're in? Because I feel like this is a bit of a tough boys' club to crack.
It is. It's probably the toughest of all, Andrew. The infiltration is the hardest type of, covert investigations you'll ever do. This was a long-term one. It took us 2 years in the end to get to the end. And you've got to really keep layering it in. You've got to keep meeting them and negotiating yourself. And you can't sort of be too forward about it because, at the end of the day, I'm a skippy. I'm an Aussie, just like I guess you are, Andrew. We're not Italian. We don't think Italian, and we don't speak Italian, and all the different dialects. So you can't push yourself into that crowd. You've really got to be slowly catch a monkey, and that's exactly how we played it for 2 years. And eventually they will come around. That's infiltration. Eventually they'll wake up one day and they'll realise that all of a sudden you're their second best friend. How did that happen? I only know this guy 12 months, but he's all over me like a rash, but we're good mates. And off you go, and you start doing business and drug deals and talking murders and conspiracies.
And so you posed as a dodgy art dealer. How did the sting unfold?
We had about 6 months of socialising. That's that infiltration slow process I just mentioned. And in that, eventually, they are going to get sick of socialising with a couple of skippies. I had a girlfriend who was undercover, or an undercover female policewoman who was playing the role of my girlfriend. And we had to really start getting dirty about crime. The Mafia aren't chasing friendships. So after 6 months of socialising in nightclubs, etc., we had to really start, I guess, layering in the need for criminality. We wanted to buy drugs from them. We had clients, we told them, of course, we had clients that wanted cocaine and also cannabis, and that started to layer in. That took another 6 months, and then all of a sudden we were able to buy big rocks of cocaine like the size of footballs and pure cocaine from Colombia, and talk about conspiracies. We were buying truckloads of cannabis, and it just got bigger and bigger and bigger. And after 2 years, we all had to agree. We had oodles of evidence, and we had to get out of this somehow, and we called a bus.
Colin, we're going to ask you to stick around because this is absolutely fascinating, but we need to hear about the fact that you brought down one of the biggest criminals Adelaide has ever seen. You happy to stick around?
Ever felt like a holiday after your holiday?
Like after every single holiday for me. Plan your next getaway on the What If app and access mobile exclusive deals.
Plus, select hotels are fully refundable just in case you change your plans.
Booking cancellation windows apply. What if it's Aussie for travel?
Taboo. It's sweet as taboo.
Taboo.
Taboo Tuesday.
Tuesday.
Jody and Hayes's Taboo Topic Tuesday.
So, Hayesy, we're talking to Colin McLaren. He was an undercover cop for 37 months. He brought down the Australian Mafia, or some of the biggest crims. One of them is a little guy called Dominic Perry, who is possibly one of South Australia's most high-profile criminals. Talk us through what happened there, Colin.
That was a very, very important job. Of course, none more important than the investigation into the death of Jeffrey Bowen. He was a great detective of the National Crime Authority attached to Adelaide, and I guess there's a shocking crime in Adelaide. South Australians know about this more than all the rest of Australia. But we decided to mount an operation against him, and we used the same methodology, I guess, as we did in Griffith and across the eastern seaboard of Australia with the New South Wales and Victorian Mafia. It is an infiltration process. We just sort of changed the cards and the deck a little bit. So instead of being a dodgy art dealer, we came up with a scenario of operatives working together like an ensemble, 4 operatives, all willing to make amphetamines or speed in a clandestine laboratory. And we put ourselves out there. And it was an extraordinary operation. It went for just over 9 months. It was probably the most intense operation of all, even though the previous one in Griffith certainly was. This relied a lot of, I guess, on the bravery of the other operatives to get close to Dominic Perret and his associates in the speed lab. And we were, in the end, successful.
Dominic, of course, responsible for the bombing of the NCA building. How did you work out that he was your man?
I was invited over to Adelaide to read everything, and that was one of the conditions when they said, would you come over? I said, yeah, as long as you can give me every file you've got. And I read for about a week every single document. I was looking for any suspect. I didn't want to be pointed to a suspect. And in the end, it was obvious it was Dominic Perret. And we can say that now quite openly, I guess, because he was convicted in the Supreme Court of the murder of Jeffrey Bowen and attempted murder of Solicitor Peter Wallace. But there was little doubt to me. When the intelligence was dissected and read and studied, there wasn't a second suspect, Jody. He was all over it, Dominic Perret, so it didn't take a lot to work it all out.
It's unbelievable. And the detail as well. This podcast is just mind-boggling, Colin. The Sting, of course, on Apple and Spotify, 9 episodes in total. I just want to ask you, mate, why do you do this job and what drove you to do it? I mean, people talk about being stressed about their jobs and not being able to let go of their work when they get home. I'd imagine that'd be hard for you, knowing that each morning when you go to work, potentially a false move and you could end up dead.
Yeah, I guess, but you could say that about a lot of different jobs in our community. And why did I do it? I guess it had to be done. Let's face it, the tragic death of Jeffrey Bowen, it was not ever going to be on. Someone had to do something about it. And again, I refer back to an extraordinary team of detectives on different levels that we all banded together and made a pact that we would try and solve this crime. It took 28 years in the end to win, and I'm very, very proud of it.
Mate, it's an unbelievably fascinating story. So the podcast is called The Sting. It's available at Apple, Spotify, or wherever you get podcasts. There's 9 episodes, mate. We appreciate your time this morning, and best of luck with the podcast. It's fascinating.
Thank you very much, Andrew and Jody. All the best.
Thank you.
The
heartbreaking story this town has ever seen. This is huge.
Jodies Juice.
Well, embattled television star Andrew O'Keefe says he's relieved but not surprised charges of assaulting let's just say an adult worker were dropped. The 51-year-old made the comments outside court after he faced a hearing for separate domestic violence charges. In that hearing, they showed a video, Hayesy, of him allegedly assaulting a woman, and you can hear the cop say to the lady, what are those marks on your arm? Did he do that? And she said, yes, he did. So anyway, there are a number of charges that were dropped yesterday, but I've met Andrew O'Keefe on a number of occasions and he was always perfectly lovely. But then the other side of him is this audio from him being piled into the back of a paddy wagon last year.
So obviously battling demons. There's a lot happening. So yeah, it's still a watch this space.
Yeah, very frightening that someone can flip like that though, right? Let's talk Grammys 2023 Grammys. Beyonce, she was late because she got caught in traffic outside the Crypto.com arena. And so she arrived just in time to accept her record-shattering 32nd trophy. 32 trophies.
It's not bad. When if you get one, it's a big deal.
Yeah.
But 32?
32. You're starting to get bored. Imagine that room at her house.
Yeah, and does she have a designated room? And she's like, oh my gosh, where am I going to put this one?
This is my awards room, everyone. Oh, Beyonce, we've been in there. Shut up. We don't need to see it again. So she became the most awarded musician in the Grammys' 64-year history. This is her on stage.
I'd like to thank my Uncle Johnny, who's not here, but he's here in spirit. I'd like to thank the queer community for your love and for inventing this genre. God bless you. Thank you so much to the Grammy.
Yes, Queen Bee. What about Jay-Z's hair at the minute? Isn't it doing a bit?
What's it doing?
It's doing everything.
What's it doing?
You know, usually
more
it's
than
quite short
yours?
and slick. Well, actually, there you go. Yesterday, and tell you what, I've taken some years off. But anyway, that's a different story. No, he's grown it out. It looks quite wild.
Yeah, righto.
Good on you, Jay-Z.
In other goss from the Grammys, T Swizzle or Taylor Swift was seen giving Harry Styles a big hug and hanging out with him a little bit. They used to date and she allegedly wrote this song about him.
Sidetrack, how good was Harry's jumpsuit?
Oh.
And we were having conversations just on how exactly Harry would take himself to the toilet. He'd have to sort of take the top down and get himself out.
Can I speak as a woman who's worn a lot of jumpsuits in her time? Never wear it to an event.
Yeah, what
because
happens
you have
there?
to go into the toilet and just basically fully strip off naked just so you can do a little wee.
Yeah, right. And you just got to ask yourself, particularly if you're Harry Styles, is it worth it?
It was very colourful, wasn't it? And notable mention to Ben Affleck, who looked absolutely bloody miserable the whole entire night, to the point where his wife, who has obviously dragged him along to a work function, has had to slap him and go, snap out of it.
Yeah.
We've all
Looks
been
so
there
good.
when your partner's been in a mood and you're out in public, haven't we?
Imagine, yeah. But imagine being that high up that going to the Grammys is a massive boredom for you.
Like an inconvenience.
Like, I mean, what on earth gets Ben Affleck excited these days?
Oh, who's
if he
to say?
can't even raise a smile at the Grammys.
Probably because he can't have a drink the whole time, maybe. Is that it?
Well, can't he drink?
I don't think you can drink at those awards nights. Because I don't want people getting up on stage like Will Smith style slapping someone.
Yeah, I just sort of feel like they somehow make themselves, or they get themselves into an area where they can keep themselves in a bright and happy place, if you know what I mean. Particularly the musicians.
Yeah, right.
They seem to somehow work their way around it.
I'm going to play you a bit of leaked maths audio in a moment. We're going to speak to Harrison this morning. I reckon I'm going to call him out on his old gaslighting behaviour on the show.
Well,
Is that a good idea?
You're searching for blood. I'm going to have to play good cop then if you're going to do that.
Oh, of course you will, because you're a boy. We've got our hands on this leaked audio from his wife, Bronte, talking about his activities outside of the show or prior to the show. Have a listen.
Oh, my God. I'm actually triggered. 21. That's 9 years younger than me. 8 years. I can't do math. Well, you know what? If he is my match, I'm going to play that to my advantage. Oh my God, I will literally play this up like crazy. I reckon I would actually confront him when we're in private and just by the way, I actually know why you're here. If you're wanting to just I guess play this on, that's fine. we can just be friends. But for the cameras, we can obviously put on a show. Because if I do get this guy, like, I'm not going to be able to like him because I know what he's like.
Yeah, so Harrison's got the bad rep. But
Yeah.
when Bronte says the phrases, oh my God, and literally, and I'm triggered.
Oh my God, Andrew, I'm so literally triggered right now that I can't even get my words around the word triggered.
God.
Oh my God.
Wait a minute, Doc. Are you telling me you built a time machine?
Hazy's on Miss Daisy.
Tuesday, 7th of Feb, time for a little trip. Specifically, let's go down memory lane for this day and start in 1964. The Beatles arrive on their first visit to the US, where 3,000 fans greet them at the Kennedy Airport in New York in what can only be described as Beatlemania.
The poor Beatles have left the airplane. They're standing on the airwaves, going down. There's that fabulous hairdo.
Nice getting that sort of reception when you get back, isn't it?
Yeah.
Not for me.
No.
Gotta get a cab.
Hey, Gary, can you come pick me up from the airport? No.
Nope. Got stuff on.
Got the kids.
1978, Ashton Kutcher is born. Today is his 45th birthday.
Oh, there you go.
I don't care who you are. If you've landed Mila Kunis, you've done exceptionally well.
There's not a romantic connection there. You're just friends. Then the switch flips, and suddenly you're married and having a life together.
Well, Mila Kunis after Demi Moore.
Yeah, he's done well.
He's got some good form.
He's got a good resume, Ashton Kutcher, that's for sure. 1986, Lindy Chamberlain was freed from jail in Darwin.
There wasn't time to go and tell people. I just yelled out, has anyone got a torch? The dingo's got my baby.
And then dingoes, their reputation never recovered.
No, never did.
1993, Shaquille O'Neal slam dunked the basketball so hard that he broke the support that held up the backboard and delayed the game between the Magic and the Suns by 35 minutes.
Shaquille, hold on to the roof. The Shaq attack. Get your erector set up. That is a first.
Shaq's a unit.
Shaq is a unit, and they had to, I think that from that moment on, they basically had to redesign the basketball hoops and everything to make sure that Shaq wasn't absolutely destroying them.
He's ruined it for everyone, Shaq.
Stop hanging on the ring, Shaq.
Yeah.
You big oak. Tom Cruise filed for divorce from Nicole Kidman. And let's never forget this interview with Pete Overton.
It's a parenting relationship, and talk professionally about each other's
Why don't we, listen, here's the thing, Peter. Yeah. You're stepping over a line now. You know you are.
I suppose they're questions that people want to know.
Peter, you want to know. Take responsibility for what you want to know. I'm just telling you right now, put your manners back in.
Put your manners back in.
Put your manners back in, Peter.
That's how it's done. 2009, the Veronica single Untouched peaked at number 17 on the US Billboard Singles Chart. The number one song in Australia in 2010 on the 7th of February. Do you know what? I'm a little bit ashamed to admit that I really like this song. It's just really catchy. TikTok by Kesha.
Tick-tock on the clock, gonna roll those speakers up.
Yeah, I don't remember her saying Glock in the song, but here we are. Here's the original version. It's Jodies Juice.
Jodie and Hazy's Dead or Alive.
A little game we like to play where we celebrate both life and death. Good morning, producer Zoe.
Good morning, guys. How are we today?
Going very well. Take us through this.
Good. So, Dead or Alive, as we know, one of the staples of the show these days. I'll list you a few celebrities. You've got to tell me if they're dead or alive.
Can I question, just having a look at Madonna at the Grammys yesterday, is she dead or alive? I'm not sure.
Tough one. We'll find out next. That's brutal.
Looks a bit vampire-ish is all I'm saying.
That is brutal. All right. First up, Neil Diamond.
Neil Diamond?
Neil Leslie Diamond, an American singer-songwriter. He has sold more than 130 million records worldwide, making him one of the best-selling musicians of all time.
Sweet Caroline.
He's still with us.
Yeah, he's still with us. He was in the news not long ago because I don't think is he not singing anymore? There was a tribute show, but he's still very much alive.
Well, you're both correct. He is alive.
Hey, one up.
Second up, Stephen Hillenburg. Stephen McDonnell Hillenburg, an American animator, writer, producer, director, and marine science educator. He is known for creating Nickelodeon animated series SpongeBob SquarePants. He was born in August 1961. Dead or alive?
Let me do this first.
Who lives in a pineapple under the sea? SpongeBob SquarePants.
What did my brain order about to go? Birds, eye, fish, fingers. That's not it, is it?
That is not it. All right, Jodie.
I am going to say that he's dead because you have to spice it up with dead people every now and then, I think.
Okay.
What do we think, Andrew?
Stephen Hill used to play for Fremantle. Hillenberg, can't recall. I'm going to say he's dead.
You're both correct.
Also, stop copying me.
I thought that one would throw you.
No.
Died 2018. He had ALS.
Okay. That's unfortunate.
Last one,
Yep.
Johnny Cash. John R. Cash, an American country singer-songwriter. Much of Cash's music contains themes of sorrow, moral tribulation, redemption, especially in the later stages of his career. Part rockabilly rebel, part campfire storyteller, part outlaw and black, his hearty baritone has remained the essence of country music. Born Feb 1932, dead or alive.
I hurt myself today. Yes, Johnny. I fell into a burning ring of fire.
Which is
dead or
how
alive.
I feel after I've had a real good curry.
Jodes, kick us off. Dead or alive?
Cash. I'm going to say he's still alive.
Hayesy?
Hayesy for the win. Unfortunately, Johnny Cash is no longer with us. I'm stuck in Folsom Prison, and time keeps dragging on.
Hayesy wins.
Just a latte with one, thanks, Joe.
He died in 2003. Unlucky Jodes, 20 years ago. So, congrats, Hayesy. Jodes, coffee on you. Thanks for that one.
I fell into a burning ring of fire.
Go down, 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 the ring of fire, the ring of fire. That's just about it for us. Tomorrow, Worst Job Wednesday returns. I'm going to head north,
Are
get
you?
my hands dirty.
All right.
And of course, Harry Styles tickets, next opportunity to win some tomorrow, but keep it locked throughout the day with Maddie Rowe. She'll hopefully put you on the standby list. Goodbye, Jodes.
Bye-bye.
Take care.
See you.
Adelaide's Jodie and Hayesy.